Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje were officially scheduled to face off at UFC 324 this January for the interim lightweight title, but now reports are surfacing that Gaethje has pulled out of the fight and Arman Tsarukyan could be stepping in to replace him on the same card. The UFC hasn't confirmed this yet, but if it turns out to be true, it could mark the end of Justin Gaethje's career, since missing this shot might cost him another chance at the title. For Arman though, this could be a career-changing opportunity to finally compete for championship gold. The news shocked many fans because Gaethje had been extremely motivated and ready for this matchup, seeing it as his final road back to the belt before retirement. Right after the fight announcement, Justin Gaethje expressed how thankful he was for the chance and to be part of the UFC's new era alongside Paramount+. He sounded confident heading into the interim title fight against Paddy Pimblett, determined to deliver a performance fans would never forget. Justin Gaethje said, "What a ride it's been. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to kick off this new partnership between the UFC and Paramount+. I've got the perfect dance partner for another unforgettable night to prove once again that I'm one of the best and most exciting fighters of this era. I'll be ready to go." Meanwhile, Arman Tsarukyan had also voiced his hope that Gaethje would defeat Pimblett at UFC 324. He called Paddy an easy matchup who had been built up by the promotion and said he wanted Justin to expose him completely, reminding fans that real contenders, like himself, were patiently waiting for their moment.
It's a business to build Paddy and make him easy fights, but I hope Justin gonna beat his ass, kick his ass, and we're gonna forget about Paddy all our life. They gave him easier because they know he's gonna lose to Ilya, and the real fighters like me just watching and waiting our time, you know.
Arman Tsarukyan even offered to help Justin Gaethje train ahead of his interim lightweight title fight against Paddy Pimblett. He said he was willing to travel to Gaethje's camp and assist with preparation, knowing this could be Justin's last big shot to win the interim belt, fight for the undisputed title, and retire on a high note. Despite their competitive history, Arman said he respected Gaethje's work ethic and dedication to the sport.
Justin, if you need the help, let me know. I'll fly to you and help you.
Really?
I mean, I want him to win, you know. That bullshit guy, I hate him. But I hope Justin Gaethje not gonna drink, party, gonna train, dedicate himself, be focused. It's his last chance in this life. He's fighting he was fighting for the title maybe 5 times. So this is his chance, and the end of his career, win the interim title, fight for the real title, and then retire. That's the best for him.
Renato Moicano expressed disbelief that Paddy Pimblett got a title fight without defeating any top 15 opponents. He called it completely illogical and pointed out that Paddy's most recent wins were against fighters coming off multiple losses, like Michael Chandler and Bobby Green. Moicano questioned how a record like that could possibly earn a title opportunity.
What do you think of everything that happened? Who's giving the title shots or whatnot?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't feel that's fair, you know. But we live in a world that is not fair, you know. Giving a title to Paddy Pimblett, a title shot is unbelievable.
Someone that's easy money.
Easy fucking money. And let me tell you something, brother. Who he beat on the division? Michael Chandler coming off 4 losses, 5 losses. Tony Ferguson, 8 losses. Bobby Green coming off 3 losses. And who he beat on the top 15? Nobody. And he's still getting the title.
Moicano also argued that Arman Tsarukyan's missed fight with Islam Makhachev threw the entire lightweight division off track. He explained that if that fight had happened, the division could have moved forward naturally. But now, with Ilia Topuria dealing with personal issues and turning down fights, the Gaethje-Pimblett interim title matchup seemed meaningless to him. Moicano called it a paper champion situation and questioned why an interim belt was even necessary when Topuria was still the rightful title holder.
This is Arman fault, this is Topuria fault, this is, you know, when I fought Makhachev, Arman was supposed to fight for the title and he fucked up the division, that's the truth, you know.
Yeah.
If we had fought that night, the division would keep going, but now we have Topuria going through divorce or something like that, he doesn't want to fight, but it is what it is. They have Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. To me, this is going to be the paper champ, that, you know, that's not a undisputed champ. And doesn't make any sense to do this interim belt because Topuria will be the champion anyways.
Yeah.
So whoever gets the belt now have to face Topuria for the unification of the belt. So to me personally, doesn't make any sense. The fight should be #1 contender. But why UFC did that? Because they solve a lot of problems with that, because Justin Gaethje was saying if he didn't get the title shot, he would retire.
Arman Tsarukyan himself admitted he was deeply frustrated about missing his title chance after working so hard to earn it. And what angered him even more was seeing Paddy Pimblett get the shot instead, especially since Arman has been very open about disliking him. He said Paddy's popularity, not his skills, was the real reason for the opportunity, and that the UFC seemed to value fan attention and business interests over actual accomplishments in the octagon.
It's the same. He has like a followers or whatever, or his country is big, or I don't know, UFC likes him so much, or he's selling, or what he's doing, I don't know. So he got his title fight because of that.
Arman also didn't hold back when asked about a potential fight with Paddy Pimblett. He said he has no respect or liking for Paddy whatsoever, and that if they ever shared the cage, his only plan would be to dominate him on the ground with relentless elbows. Arman said that in his fight with Dan Hooker, he debated between going for a choke or finishing with strikes, but if it were against Paddy, he wouldn't even consider submissions. He'd just keep throwing elbows until Paddy was completely overwhelmed and covered in damage.
You kind of like the opportunity to be the one to do it to him, like to beat Paddy?
Yeah, oh my God. I would just maul his face on the ground just with my elbows. When I fought with Hooker, I was thinking, what should I do when I was on the top? Should I choke him, or I just should like elbow him? But with Paddy, I'm not gonna for the choke. I'm gonna just elbow him all day, all night, just make his face like bleeding.
Tsarukyan later went on a full rant about Paddy Pimblett, making it clear he cannot stand him. He said he wishes the UFC had chosen anyone else to fight Gaethje. Arman added that he doesn't even want to attend the event because if he runs into Paddy backstage, things could get ugly. He even joked that he might slap him right there, saying he'd show Paddy the kind of hit he really deserves.
Saying that, like, don't hate the player, hate the game, but you hold it personally against Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah, I hate just Paddy. I hate Paddy.
Yeah.
I wish it was Oliveira fighting with Gaethje or someone different, but not Paddy. I hate that guy.
Will you be at the fight? I imagine you'll go to January 24th, yeah? You think you'll be there?
I don't want to be there because I'm going to fight with somebody there. Because if I see Paddy, I would like to slap him. Not slap like slapping Ilya, but real Armenian slap. Maybe this is Spanish slap, like when they put on the neck, that's the slap. I'll show him like a real slap.
Meanwhile, Ilia Topuria faced backlash from fans for not fighting in early 2026. Many accused him of avoiding a matchup with Arman Tsarukyan, who is currently the #1 contender. But Chael Sonnen defended Topuria's decision, saying it was smart to step back if he's dealing with personal problems like a divorce or relationship struggles. Sonnen explained that a fighter needs to be mentally sharp and focused before entering a camp, and this just isn't the right time for Topuria to push himself into competition.
Feel about Ilya not fighting?
I don't blame him at all. You know, if he's going through, you know, that kind of stuff, divorce and relationship stuff, you know, you gotta figure out that stuff, personal stuff, before you get in the fight camp. Your mind needs to be ready, focused, sharp. You need a good team, good, you know, people around you, and if you're dealing with that stuff, it is not a time to be in fight camp. So, yeah, I think he's making the right decision.
Michael Bisping also commented on Topuria's situation, confirming that Ilya is indeed going through a tough period outside the octagon because of a divorce. Bisping noted that such personal challenges can easily distract a fighter and affect their training and mindset. He wished Ilya strength and peace while handling these issues before returning to action.
Ilya is going through a divorce right now, so of course, that's a tough time for anybody, and it is very, very distracting. You can't focus on a fight in the training camp, and certainly an opponent when you're going through a divorce. So I'm certainly not going to talk about that any more than what I have done there. Ilya, we wish you nothing but the best.
Din Thomas praised Topuria for handling things maturely. He said that many champions would have held onto their belts and delayed competition. But Topuria did the opposite. He allowed others to compete for the interim title instead of holding up the division. Thomas respected Ilya for recognizing that his personal life might hurt his performance, and for choosing to step aside rather than rush into a fight. He wished him well and hoped he'd come back ready to compete at his best.
Well, first off, my hat goes off to Ilya for doing that,
because a lot of fighters would be like, no, I'm going to hold on to it and make everybody wait. So my hat's off to him for pulling that, the Khalil, not Khalil, but the Jamal Hill and the Yuri Prohashka, right? Like saying,
Right.
you know, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to let these other guys fight for it and let them shake things out the way it needs to shake out. So even though he's not relinquishing the belt, he is letting somebody fight for the interim belt. So my hat's off to him for doing that. And when you have personal problems, you're not going to be able to fight well. And he understands that. So hats off to him for also recognizing that and not just trying to push through, because typically we'd be like, oh man, he should be fighting anyway. But the fact that he's recognizing that he's not going to be able to give us his best work and he needs to sit out for a while, hopefully things get better for him. And I'm wishing him all the luck and success in getting those things behind him so he can come back and fight.
That's all for today's update. Let us know your thoughts about the upcoming UFC 324 card in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more UFC news and fight updates.